Hello, everybody. Welcome and thank you so much for being here this evening. We're very, very excited to spend this happy half hour with you this evening to wind down and be inspired by this community. My name is Amelia Felbinger. I live in Brooklyn, New York with my two small children. And after 4 years with Ever, it's been a great, great honor to lead this team of over 470 amazing women across the country. Half of that team belongs to our co-host and invaluable top leader, Leslie Young, who's in Cincinnati, Ohio, who you'll hear from at the close of the call. But this is a team full of leaders, and several of whom you'll meet tonight. And this group is made up of their organizations, our whole team around the country. So it's just many, many multifaceted and very talented women. So we really love coming together to share in what we experience as a group. And this is a place where we make a space for positivity and personal growth and a lot of inspiration. And we wanted to give you the chance to know exactly what we're really about here. So tonight's specific perspective is from our own specialists who have full-time careers as educators. So we've got a handful of stories for you from the movers and shakers who I'm very, very excited to introduce now. So the first that you'll hear from is Meredith Wadman. Meredith, tell us about you. Tell us about where you live and where you teach, and how your journey started, specifically with a health issue, and what has also led you to be executive leadership in the company.
All right, sounds great. Thank you, Amelia. For those of you who do not know me or are listening to this or hearing this for the first time, my name is Meredith Wadman, and I am a teacher in the south suburbs of Chicago, Illinois, in a small town called New Lenox. I have been teaching for 18 years in various grade levels and capacities, and I've spent my last 2 years teaching as a teacher librarian. I have my master's in library informational sciences is I think the technical term. So I get to do all of the fun, nerdy things with books and research and technology. My story with Ever actually started because I became very, very ill from some products that I was using on my skin. That I did not realize that were making me sick. We're a pretty granola kind of family. We do a lot of natural, clean products, including not just our food and what we put inside our bodies, but also I would say like laundry detergents, cleaning supplies, dishwashing detergents, all of those things we pay really, really close attention to. And I started exhibiting some bizarre symptoms. I was having brain fog. As a teacher, I was slurring my words while I was turning words around in a sentence on a regular basis. My face became very, very swollen, specifically around my eyes, to the point where my eyelids were bleeding. I started developing a very painful rash under my arms, wasn't able to wear deodorant. I felt like I was burning from the inside out. The like touching me topically felt really, really hot, although I didn't have a fever. And I would pack my body with ice just to kind of help stay cool. And there was this itching that went with it. And I like on my legs and my arms, and I didn't know what it was. And then I also had some other hormone responses that we as females, we get every now and then, but it was making my periods very, very heavy. I thought at first that maybe this was a symptom of menopause. It does happen early in my family. And then I started thinking maybe I had cancer. I ended up going to a natural doctor because all of my blood work came back normal and just fine. But I knew that I was not fine. So when I went to the natural doctor, they ran a number of toxicity screenings on me, and they were able to identify that what was making me sick was something that is very commonly found in personal care products. You can find things in your shampoos, conditioners, body washes, but everything we were using was clean ingredients. Until she asked me about my skincare. And I told her, I'm like, oh my gosh, I found this great product, and explained to her what it was. And she goes, That's exactly what it is. And she actually had an ingredient list in her drawer that she pulled out with a number of different ingredients already marked that matched what my liver and kidneys were no longer able to filter out of my body. I was not the first person that she has seen in her office. In fact, her sister came in with the exact same side effects with the exact same products that they were using. I started sharing my story, and a friend of mine was selling Ever, and she says, maybe this could help you. Try it out. They have a great 30-day money back guarantee. See if it helps alleviate your symptoms. And at the time, because I needed to do so much detoxing, I was visiting the doctor every month and having these toxicity screenings done every single month. And I started using Ever, and every single month my toxicity was going down. Definitely not causation. I mean, definitely correlation information as far as the detox that I was going through, and then also using the Ever products. But what I knew is that they weren't making things worse, and they weren't making me sick. And I really started to do my research on not just, shampoo and conditioner, but also, makeup, other skincare. And I just wanted to look younger. I just wanted to be and feel prettier than I was. And I got really sick, and it's so unfortunate. I had no intentions at the time of becoming a specialist. I ran out of my favorite product, which is still to this day youthful. It is our peptide serum. It's $88 for a bottle, and I refuse to pay full price because if I can get a deal somewhere, I would like to do that. And so I signed on just for the discount. And through time and educating other people about what I went through, I had people asking me, well, where can I buy it? What products are you using? I said, well, you could purchase it from me. And the next thing that I knew, probably about 5-6 months later, I had a small team, and I had customers, and I was put in a position of being a small business owner. And it was very much a learn as you go, enjoy as you go. The community has been so welcoming and amazing. And I found that it was a really good fit for me because I'm so passionate about clean skincare and clean beauty, and, just having a very solid health and wellness base for yourself, and knowing that it's an individualized situation based on your own body and your own needs, that I just really wanted to give that information to other people and allow them to make their own choices as they become more informed. And that really kind of sits right next to what I do as an educator. I educate children all day. And now in the library space, I also help and coach teachers on different technologies. And the way that Ever runs their business, I can actually run 100% of my business through my phone. And it fits right in with everything that I teach and I believe in. So it's been a wonderful opportunity. The community has been so strong. And at the same point in time, I kind of had an aha moment where, as I was changing jobs from the classroom to the library, I was working really, really hard. And I realized it really didn't matter how hard I worked. I was never going to make any more money. Because everything was set in my contract with them telling me how much I was worth to them. And there's nothing I could do. But yet, as a small business owner with Ever, I'm able to determine how much money I make based on how many people I'm sharing this with. There is no ceiling, and it just marries all of the things that I believe in together. And I really, truly enjoy just sharing it with people.
Thank you so much, Meredith. That is invaluable information that you share. Your health story continually blows me away. Next up is Melissa Becker. Melissa, thank you so much for being here. Tell us where you live and where you teach. And also, we'd love to know, why did you say yes to being part of this? And how do you think your experience here mirrors what would be a great option for other people in this field?
Becker. I have been teaching, I just finished my 20th year teaching. I'm an art teacher and a very busy life. I teach at 2 schools. I have 700 students every 4 days. And I also have 4 kids of my own. So I am a very busy mom and very busy teacher. I first became a distance specialist. I have a ton of allergies, and I was looking for something that would help my skin and something that would not cause me to have flare-ups and allergies. And my friend Meredith had been posting about Ever, and I wanted to try the products, and I loved them. And so I became a discount specialist because I wanted the discount. And the more I watched Meredith and her business grow, and she became very successful, I also have a lot of credit card debt and a lot of medical bills for my daughter. She has special needs. So I wanted to start paying all of these bills off. And so I talked to Meredith about making this a business, and she said, let's do it. And she didn't say go for it, I know you can do it. She said, let's do it. And I knew that she would help me, and our team is amazing that way. And I decided I wanted more for my family than just what our teacher salaries could do. My husband is also a teacher, and as Meredith said, we kind of top out at a certain point. We both have masters, we both been teaching a long time. And so there's really no opportunity for bonuses and things like that. And with 4 kids, we have a lot of bills. So I decided to make this a business, and I felt, and I still feel that being a teacher, I think this is a great business for us because we just kind of are naturally organized people. We are planners. We are really good with time management, but we're also multitaskers. So we can fit this into little tiny pockets of time here and there. You know, we can eat our lunch while we're sending out some emails, or, you know, grade papers while we're also, you know, answering some messages and things like that. So I think it really fits into those little pockets of time, especially being a working mom. I do a little bit of work in the morning. I do a little bit of lunch. I might do a little bit after school. I might bring my iPad, and like Meredith said, we can run our entire business through our phone or iPad, and I will bring that to activities and do little things in the car. I think as teachers too, we're coachable. I think that we love to learn. And so as a team, we are always teaching each other, always learning from each other, always helping each other. And I love that part of it. I love to constantly learn new things. And so I'm always learning new things for this business. And I love that we're sharing all of those things with each other instead of me just trying to figure it out on my own. You know, we're always sharing ideas with each other. And I love that part of it. I think as teachers too, we're really good at just talking to people. And I feel like that's what this business is all about. It's not, we're not salespeople, and we just are good at talking to people and helping people, and learning how to, you know, listen to people and learning what they need from their skincare or from their products or from a business. And so I think all of those things really help us to be really good business owners. And the community is just great. I love it.
I agree wholeheartedly, Melissa, and you're such a prime example of every single thing that you said. It's been a joy to watch you just jump in, and you said the word decision, and the decision is the biggest thing that you've done, and you just execute every day. So thank you so much.
Thanks, Amelia.
Next up is Michelle Lindell. Michelle, tell us a little bit about you, where you live and where you teach, and what has been the most valuable part of this for you so far. I have to unmute you. Sorry. There you go.
Thanks, Amelia. Yes. Hi, everyone. I live in Wausau, Wisconsin, and I work with high school students. I've most recently been working in a charter school, and this next year I'll be moving into the traditional school. I teach English, and so more reading, more writing, and all of the good stuff that keeps me extremely busy, especially all those papers, as many of you may know from your children who have to turn them into people like me. Nevertheless, I really enjoy my teaching position and find that this Ever experience is a great supplemental position because there are so many commonalities and overlaps that truly do apply to the education profession. One of those actually is simply just that comfort in talking to people, the comfort in presenting, and the comfort in essentially getting the word out and selling product or talking to others about the business opportunity comes pretty naturally because we are always in front of essentially an audience, whether it be little children for some, middle schoolers, high school students, or maybe even adult learners. You know, we're forever kind of presenting to different groups. And so I think that is kind of part of the lure and the fun of something like this, is that you get to continue to work with new people and work with folks who you, as Melissa said, are educating and are being able to help garner kind of more information. Looking at both what Meredith and Melissa said with the health focus and also just that kind of a flexibility to be able to continue training, I also want to highlight some of the valuable parts of this tribe or community of women that we are a part of. You know, it's really awesome to be in a department or work on a staff as a member of the faculty at a school. But this experience in a direct sale company, and especially with Ever, because I have been actually a part of a different company that I didn't have the same kind of personal growth and development. And I'll tell you, if that's something that you would ever be concerned about, I would never, ever hesitate, because these women that you see here and hundreds more that Amelia was mentioning earlier are truly there to support each other. It's quite amazing how, you know, a lot of us have to deal with a boss or a principal. I feel like I have to whisper. and other people who are kind of like monitoring our you know, teaching or monitoring deadlines or test scores and all these things. But in this situation, you know, you can succeed, or sometimes you fall short of your goals, and you still have a tribe and kind of that rallying cry of others to not only understand, but to help you get back on your feet, to share some material with you, to let you share a post on Facebook, for example. And there's just this tightness and this community that truly supports what we're doing here, that really, I think, keeps me connected and makes me want to stick around in many ways. The final thing that I want to say about value is that Ever as a company really supports what we do. The other ladies mentioned how you can do your business from your phone. We have an app called Mimi that is truly ours as a complete and amazing business tool, giving us resources, access to our customers, even marketing materials that we can utilize and really have at your fingertips. So comprehensively, all of these things really add value to this position for me and truly augment what I do as a teacher on a daily basis.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Sure.
That is just invaluable. And it's true, I watch all of you fitting this into your lunch hours that aren't really lunch hours, but you're just multitasking, and you know how to fit it in, and you know how to communicate, and you know how to educate. And that's really what we do, which is exactly what you've been saying. So, very much. Next up is Patsy Andall. Patsy, where do you live? What's your background? You are a nanny and caretaker and also educator. And I know that your why is so very powerful and specific for those in your field. So will you share a little bit about what that is and how you've been able to harness it to grow in the ways that you are so wonderfully?
So hi everyone, my name is Patsy Andall and I'm from New Jersey. I have been in the childcare field for 25 years plus as a preschool teacher, but now as a professional nanny. One of the first thing that drew me towards Ever was Amelia inviting me to an event, and my initial reaction was there was such love and such a community among the ladies that I saw. I didn't know much about Ever, but that initial thing, it registered with me, and I remember saying to Amelia that that would be an awesome community that I would love to be a part of. It took me a little bit of time to figure it out, but eventually, I did join, and my why had such a major part to do with it. As a professional nanny, I love my job. I love my kids. I've been with this family for 7 years. I've been with them since the first kid was 4 months old, and the last one is now 2 years old. Um, but as much as I love my job, I also had to realize that this is not something that I could do forever. At some point, I would have to leave this job. Unfortunately, I'm not provided with a retirement package. So I had to figure out a way on how I was going to take care of myself and my family and my children when this job was over. And this is where Eva came in. I was clearly able to see that by doing Eva, this would be a way for me to transition out of being a nanny and still have an income and do something that I love. Um, and I think one of the beautiful things about us being educators, yeah, we like to talk. We like to share information. And that's one of the perks of me being able to do this, that I can share information. I can help people, figure stuff out, which is what I really love to do. However has helped me broaden my horizon a bit is that now I can present this to other nannies like, so what are you going to do, when it's time to retire? And they're like, didn't think of that. So it's a case of getting them thinking. One of the newest things that I have signed up to do with various nannies is we're going to have like a social Sunday event where we're all going to get together and just talk about where we are and talk about how we can help each other get to the next level. And I think this is where Eva comes in for me. It was fairly new. This was like through brainstorming with Amelia and then just trying to figure stuff out, and I kind of like changed my whole group content because I really kind of figured out who I wanted to appeal to and how I wanted to appeal to them. So I think from here on out, this is the way that I'm going to be presenting Eva to them. And one of the other things that Eva has really taught me to do is to listen. As much time as we spend talking and informing people, is to listen. And Eva has really taught me to listen to the concerns of people and then being able to help them or assist them in making a decision. And I mean, I guess one of the other things is, that when I retire, I want to be able to build that paradise home, in my parents' country in the Caribbean, in Grenada. That is my goal. Right, Amelia? You can come visit. That is my goal, to build that house in the Caribbean. So I'm working towards all that. But in the meantime, I'm sharing Eva. I'm loving it. And the personal growth that I have seen in myself has just blown me away. It has transformed my mind, the way of thinking, the confidence that I have in myself, and then being able to share it with such ease with others. It always brings a smile to my face. So that is my ever journey. It will continue to go on, and I will continue to grow and learn because I want to be a forever learner. In this business, you are a forever learner, and that's just the way that I want it to roll.
Thank you so much, Patsy. That's so valuable. And it's, we're always learning and you're always teaching and learning different new ways of teaching. And I think what you said about being able to cater to people individually and listen, all of this so naturally taps into the talents of a teacher and a caretaker. That's what I hear most of all. So thank you so very much. Last up, we have Erin Mackey. Erin, tell us, where do you live and teach? And what are you learning or experiencing here that means the most to you as a person and especially as a teacher?
Okay, I'm unmuted. Hi, I'm Erin Mackey. I am a teacher in Chandler, Arizona. I teach first grade. I just finished my 17th year. I've taught mostly first grade. I've been a reading specialist, and I also taught second grade. I've experienced a lot of positivity just through this ever journey. I am a part of a first grade team at work. However, I'm the old one. I'm the 40-year-old, and everyone else is quite a bit younger. And so I feel like we're not coming together as a team, and there's a lot of backstabbing, and just it's not a positive environment. And I find that here I'm with a group of women and a team that really supports each other and gives each other positive feedback and inspiration. And that's really what I needed. And so Ever came in at a very good time for me. It's just been phenomenal. People have heard some of my stories at work. So it's nice to have a group of women on a personal and professional level in which they will support you no matter what. But besides the positive, inspirational environment, I've also learned a lot about business and marketing. As an educator, I knew nothing. And when I was presented with this opportunity, I'm like, but I'm not a salesperson. So I took the first year to get to know the products, and I didn't have to sell. I signed on. Someone saw me on Facebook announcing that I was doing this, and they came to me. Hadn't tried the products. They just wanted to buy. So it's more of a social sharing, not selling. And that's what I really like about it. But I've learned so much about Instagram and how to present things and how to engage people on your social media. And it's been a learning experience. And I've really, as educators, we're lifelong learners, and I'm just absorbing everything I can and learning how to better myself, better my business. And it's really nice to wake up in the morning and say, you get your email that says, oh, you just got paid. I'm like, oh, wow, that was easy, because being a single mom, my daughter was in dance, a lot going on. And it's just, it's very flexible. I try to do it in the morning before I go to work. Now I've learned how to schedule posts on Facebook, so that will also help me. So it's just been a very positive experience for me. And I know a lot of people say, I don't like to sell, but I'm telling you, you're not selling, you're sharing. And that's the beauty of our business.
Incredible. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys all so much. It's so inspiring. And there's nothing more inspiring than hearing teachers and all of you great leaders and all of the success that you're having and being on this journey with you. I'm Leslie Young. I'm one of the leaders on this team. I'm just always humbled and honored to be on these calls. I too, actually, did national media and politics, and I actually got my start on the education committee in Congress. So I worked for the House of Representatives and did a lot on the policy side of things, and also did some classroom teaching in school. And so have a huge appreciation for teaching and for education. And what's so fascinating to me is that the crossover, I mean, there's so much synergy between what we do at Ever and what you do as teachers. What you do every day is you are guiding and you're sharing yourselves and all this wonderful information, and you're inspiring others to want to be better. This is what we do. You're doing exactly, you take so much from the classroom and you just very naturally can just move right into what we do at Ever, because we're not a hard sales community. We are a sharing community. Our leadership, starting with Amelia Felbinger, everybody's been talking tonight about the kind of community we have here and the way we all lift each other up. And that always comes from the top down. If you've ever been at a school with the principal you might not love, you know what I'm talking about. But then if you've been at a school and you love that principal, You know what I'm talking about there too, right? Well, Amelia's like our principal, and she's like the best one out there. And so we all get to benefit from her incredible style or coaching, and the love that she just pours into what she does for this team. So we're super, super lucky. And speaking of leadership, I have to give a shout out also to our leaders who are out in San Francisco and all over the country, our home office at Ever. You know, we're so lucky. So much of our success comes from Amelia and then what she does from the top down, but then also from people like Ani Hadijian, who's our general manager, or now our president, who was the former general manager of Bobby Brown North America. And then our new general manager who came over, he was a VP at Rodan and Fields. He just came over to head us up a few months ago. And we're just skyrocketing even more than ever with Jeremy Soine now at the helm. And then we have people from everywhere from Estee Lauder companies and Burberry Beauty, you name it, we've had it. So one of the women who actually helped to launch us is the same woman, Paula Floyd, who helped to launch MAC and make it $1 billion brand. So our leadership is phenomenal. And then, you know, saving the very, very best for last, we've got Jessica Heron at the helm. She was on the Today Show recently. I don't know if anybody caught that, but that was pretty incredible. She has a fabulous book I highly suggest that everybody read if they can. And I'll put that underneath in the comments. But she actually started weddingchannel.com and sold it off to the Knot, and just was a phenomenal success during the .com boom in Silicon Valley, and which is why our tech tools, I think, are the best tech tools in the business. I think, Patsy, you were referring to Mimi, our digital app for teachers who are teaching, and come on guys, you know you're working more than 40 hours a week, you're working around the clock, right? You need that digital app. You need that kind of technology that actually makes it possible for you to run a killer classroom, have your kids at home, have anything else that you can fit into your life, and run a really, really cool and effective social selling business, right? So Ever makes it so easy to do that because that's what Jessica does. She cares about you. She cares about everyone out there, making it as simple and as fun, as transparent and beautiful as possible. So check out Jessica. She made Stella and Dot $1 billion brand, and now Ever is very, very well poised to also become her next $1 billion brand. In fact, we're one of the fastest growing skincare companies in the country today. So I could talk forever about Ever, and sometimes I do. But I'm going to stop because these fabulous teachers and educators, caretakers here today have certainly done Ever and our team led by Amelia great justice. So if you guys have any questions, anybody out there, just let us know. I know we've got a guest on the phone. I got a couple questions in prior. One of the biggest questions we get are quotas. And this comes up all the time. I don't know if you ladies nod if you get questions about quotas and minimums a lot. I haven't had a lot of experience with other direct sales companies, but I worked at CNN and Capitol Hill and did some really unrelated things prior to this. But what I'm told is that a lot of companies have a lot of quotas and minimums where they it's almost like they get you in the door and then you're suddenly realize that you've got to spend X amount of money every month, or you can't, run your business or even get your product at the discount anymore. So I've heard all sorts of things. So I don't know about those companies, but at Ever, what we do is we really pride ourselves in transparency. So you have no minimum requirements, no quotas. You come on as a specialist, you get 25% off. Share your link. Most people just share their link with family and friends and have a good time with it. And, if you've got a busy month and you can't do anything, that's fine. So it's totally your business, your way, which I think everybody would agree that it works. This model just works beautifully. So we're really proud of that. So that was one question I got. And I think I don't want to take up too much time, but I might just jot a couple notes in the comments for you guys with a couple others that rolled in a little earlier. But that's about all I have. Just super, super grateful to be a part of this team. Very, very honored to be in all of your company tonight, and thank you all for everything you do for all of our kids all over the country.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thanks to all of our guests. And it is about the group. There is no I in team. It is not me. I am only made up of all of these amazing, amazing women who inspire me. I learn from you all every single day. So thank you. Thank you to our guests. Reach out to us if you have questions. We're here to enhance your lives as well. So thank you so very much and enjoy your day.
Good night, everybody. Thank you guys so much. Good night.
Good night.
Night.